Lord Frost deal a critical blow at Sefcovic over new political poll leaving EU in a vulnerable state. David Frost has issued a new message to the EU over the widely criticised Northern Ireland Protocol. Lord Frost has been praised for standing firm on the Brexit deal, insisting that trade should be able to flow freely between Northern Ireland and Ireland without the involvement of the European Court of Justice. Brussels, which would prefer to ensure that trade is taking place in accordance with EU law, is pushing for the court to keep its role. But the Brexit minister has highlighted that the majority of people in Northern Ireland believe the deal is not acceptable in its current form. Lord Frost shared the findings of a new Lord Ashcroft poll on Twitter on Monday afternoon. The poll found that views on the Northern Ireland Protocol vary significantly from the supporters of one Northern Ireland political party to the next. There was a stark contrast between the percentage of respondents who support the DUP and believe the protocol should be scrapped, 85, and the percentage of respondents who support Sinn Féin and believe there are no problems with the deal, 60. Despite this, Lord Frost said there are some striking points in the polling that the EU should pay attention to. First, he noted the strong divisions of opinion between communities, as is highlighted above. More significantly, he wrote, even allowing for that, 78% think some change to current arrangements is necessary. He added, only 21% say there are no problems. The 78% who believe some change is needed is broken down into three separate categories. 9% of the poll's respondents claimed the protocol is currently too much of a burden and is in need of serious reform. 33% said it was wrong altogether and ought to be scrapped. Just over one-third, 36%, said the protocol is currently unacceptable but would be acceptable with some adjustments. These findings are likely to boost Lord Frost with renewed confidence when he next clashes with EU leaders on the flexibility of the agreement. The UK has threatened to trigger Article 16 of the protocol if Brussels does not accept some of its demands. This would allow for parts of the protocol to be suspended if they are causing serious difficulties. The threat has been met with a furious response from the EU, with some officials claiming to have lost trust in British negotiators. But Lord Frost has insisted he will stand his ground, noting, intensive talks will continue this week. He said, Maros Sefcovic, Vice President of the European Commission for Interinstitutional Relations, and I will talk twice to steer the process, in the hope of making worthwhile progress towards agreed solutions before Christmas. In other news, the UK and EU will step up their efforts to resolve their post-Brexit row over the Northern Ireland Protocol before Christmas after negotiators failed to reach agreement once again. After another week in the laboured talks on solving the issues thrown up by the deal signed by Boris Johnson, Brexit Minister Lord Frost said he and EU Commission Vice President Maros Sefcovic had still not reached agreement. The UK chief negotiator said intensive talks would continue next week, and he and Mr. Sefcovic will double how often they meet in the hope of making worthwhile progress towards agreed solutions before Christmas. Reports suggested that Lord Frost's team had watered down its demand that the role of the European Court of Justice, ECJ, must be removed from arbitration over protocol issues. But in his statement on Friday, Lord Frost insisted there needed to be movement on all the difficult issues created by the protocol, including on the Court of Justice. After Friday's meeting, Mr. Sefcovic claimed it was now crunch time for medicines, with the EU Commission ready to amend EU legislation. He has previously claimed that Brussels is ready to make unilateral changes to allow medicines to move more easily into Northern Ireland, without any agreement with the UK. Both sides are trying to reach an agreement that would reduce customs paperwork and the number of checks required on goods moving from Great Britain to Northern Ireland and ensure a continued free flow of medicines across the Irish Sea. In a statement on social media after Friday's online meeting with Sefcovic, Lord Frost said they had made further limited progress on medicines but we have not reached agreement. Earlier this week Mr. Johnson again told MPs the protocol must be changed and reiterated his threat to suspend elements of the accord by triggering the Article 16 mechanism, which could spark an ugly trade war, if an agreement cannot be found.